diversity is the key of a good gut health. So if you have a lot of different types of materials, probably your gut is going to be a lot better.
Hey, I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts, the original holistic pet health coach, and with me today is Allison Alvarez. She is from El Salvador, and she is actually one of our 3 certified students that have passed the course, that not from the US. And so, Allison, welcome. You have done just amazing stuff in terms of supporting your own dog, supporting other people's pets, and it's crazy how this all started. You're a pet shop owner and a dog mom, but your dog Spoty and Leo inspired you to educate yourself on how to give them a happier and healthier life. And what you were finding in doing all the research is that so many practices and products that claim to be good for pets really aren't. And so that's why part of why you started your business, and the first, and this is an interesting phrase, human-friendly pet shop
Yeah.
focused on well-being of pets in El Salvador. So welcome. And so what does that mean, human-friendly pet shop?
It means that in our pet shop, the welcome ones are we, the humans, and the pet shop is for the pets. So it's not pet friendly. Yeah, you can come with your dog. We accept dogs and cats. It's like we accept humans, and all of the stuff in the pet shop are focused on the well-being of pets and are for them.
That's amazing, because it does get a little crazy sometimes with dog-friendly pet stores. There can be a little grumbling and biting and carrying on. So totally get it. So for many of us, our pets inspire us to learn to do better. But your dog Leo had skin problems even since a young dog. So tell us a little bit about Leo and your journey with helping to support him.
Yeah, of course, it will be amazing for me, and thank you so much for having me. I love to being able to be here with you, and also learn from you. To talk a little bit about Leo, he had skin issues since he was a little puppy. I remember hotspots appearing out of nowhere on his body, and he scratches a lot. His skin was constantly irritated, and we managed to control it somewhere through his life, but things took a little turn worse when he was diagnosed with microcalculus. So the vet told us you have to give him a prescription kibble. He was eating a different type of food in that matter. So when we start trying to give him the prescription kibble, his stomach was like, "Oh no, please don't. This is not good for me. I am not working." He had a lot of gases. It was really bad. I was a little concerned on what to do. How can I solve his trouble with the microcalculus and support also his gut? So I tried barf. I talked to experts outside of my country that they could make like a meal plan according to the needs he has. I'm sorry, he's here. He's a little mad that I'm not paying him attention right now. And barf was not good for him, and the calculus did disappear, but his body never fully adjusts to the barf. He vomited the food. He couldn't properly digest the bones. He had a lot of gases. His stool was bad too. And that's when the worst things start to appear, because his hair start fall off from the back. And he was really itchy. He had a lot of ear infections, and he lost a lot of weight. So I was really worried because he's an English bulldog, so he was really skinny. I don't like English bulldogs who are like really chubby. I like them to stay in a healthy weight, but he was really skinny. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. He wants to let you know he's the star of the show.
Yeah, he's like, why don't you put me on the camera? I wanted to talk too.
He's got a lot to say. But
Yeah.
most of the English bulldogs we see are really chubby. So for these guys, it's scary when they get skinny, because something is definitely wrong.
I was worried. I didn't know what to do, and I took him to a lot of vets, to several vets, and all what they do was changing to a prescription food, stop giving him that food. Yeah, it's not the right food for him, but I didn't want to feed him again a prescription food because I know that this was not good for him too. And they were like, you have to give him medicated bath, you have to give him sprays to help his skin to grow again. And yeah, we tried all that. We also did allergy tests directly on the skin, and that's when I started getting more worried because he was allergic to everything according to the test: chicken, salmon, fish, all the grains, all the vegetables. And I was, oh my God, he only had oatmeal like in the right matter. And I was like, oh my God, what I'm going to feed my dog. There's not anything in the world that exists that only contains only oatmeal. And of course, I cannot feed him only oatmeal. So I was desperate. I couldn't find any help. And then I start researching. That's what I like to do. I do best. And I got to your certification, and it all started there. And now I'm so happy because I decided that I didn't want my dog's health to depend on someone else. I got tired of not being able to do more for them that than take them to the bed and just wait. So your certification really changed my life, my dog's life, and my business, because now I can do better not just for my pet, but for pets that are here in my country. So that really fulfilled my heart because I started in this pet industry for them and for the love I have for all the pets, and I know what they deserve.
That's amazing. And I think so what ended up so you were able to work through diet, you were able to work through things, and then how's Leo doing now?
He's doing amazing. We've been 7 months since we started this journey. So now his skin is fully recovered. His tools are amazing. He doesn't vomit anymore. He's not gassy. I know a lot of people think that English bulldogs are gassy dogs, but I discovered that not. English bulldogs, yeah, they can be a little gassy, but my dog, like right now, he doesn't like fart a lot. He's yeah, it's because he's eating properly. He's eating what his body needs. So he's okay. He's a really active, happy dog. And I'm so happy of how his life changed after we start into the holistic pet health coach certification and he started to eat the right foods that his body needs. And what's hard? It was
That's
hard because I remember we started just eating one protein and one vegetable. And I was like, okay, I know this is not completely balanced. This won't be forever. But I just need to take him out of the dark zone. And I remember how you and Natalie support me in all this journey. And I won't be able to say right now, my pet, it's okay without all the support I receive in your community.
that's amazing, and that's part of what the goal is, and Janice is bringing up a really good point. It seems like everyone in the pet supplement is in the pet supplement business, and it's not regulated, and it does take a lot of research to figure out if things are hype or not. So did you have that experience where you tried a lot of different supplements and things didn't work, or how was that?
Yeah, I did try some supplements, not much. I was business intelligence after I got into this business. I did a lot of research, so that's what my job was. So I like to research a lot, and I tried to learn from websites that you know that are the right information, and try something first and not trying to start doing a lot at once. That I think is one of the problems that we as pet parents do. We want to do a lot and we want to do it right now. When we do that, sometimes less is better. You can stress the body, the immune system, it's under stress, and you add a lot of things, and the immune system is like, oh, no, please don't. Yeah, I did try. Some were good, but not what my pet need. And yeah, some of the supplements are just, it's really hard to see people telling like, this is really good for my pet because it's really good branded. It has a really good marketing team. But you see the ingredients and you see stuff like, no, this is not the best for your pet. And that's what's hard because sometimes that kind of supplements is what vets recommend. And and you have to say, yeah, maybe that's not the best, you can do this. And people say, no, but this is what my vet recommend, so this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do. And that's a little bit hard of our job, because sometimes you know what you have studied, we know you know what we have learned from you, from all your expertise. And I really wish that more people would be able to learn all of that.
And that's part of why we're spreading the message. But you bring up a really important point. A lot of the supplements, especially that are in the veterinary office, tend to have a lot ingredients that can actually make allergies worse, and often don't contain enough of the active ingredient. One of the things you had to really work on for Leo was to make sure that the gut got straightened out to get the skin back to normal. So talk about that a little bit, and how why the gut is so important to resolving skin issues.
I want to do like examples so it can be easier to people to understand. When we talk, we can say your pet gut is a garden. We have various type of plants like bacteria that live in the garden. In a healthy garden, you have a balance of beneficial plants that help each other grow and keep harmful weeds, the bad bacteria, under control. However, when the garden starts to overrun by weeds, it affects the health of the plants, and this imbalance can reflect on the outside too, like the skin. So when we talk about the gut, you have the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. And when you have more bad bacteria than good bacteria, something starts to get wrong in the body. So the gut skin axis is like two-way street. And when the gut and the skin, they talk to each other. And if the gut, that is the garden, is unhealthy and filled with weeds, it sends out stress signals that show up on the skin as irritation, allergies, or other issues. So when you nurture the garden well, when you give the garden of what they need, the garden starts to grow, the balance starts to restore, and you can add up again the good plants that are the good bacterials that are what we call the probiotics. And this is not only going to help the garden to flourish again, but it also is going to help the skin issues and that the pet could be reflecting like in the body, and no longer send all those stress signals, because we do know that most of the immune system lives in the gut. So if the gut it's not okay, the immune system it's not going to be okay, and it's going to start to react. Most of the reactions they do tend to be in the skin, red skin, hot spot, a lot of itchiness, and that type of symptoms that we can see in pets with skin problems.
And that's so very true. So that's why it is so critical to start to heal the gut. But you did a lot of other things in terms of supporting Leo. So what were some of the other things you had to walk through to really get a handle on what
First, we have to know all about the pet, the personality, the history, the symptoms, and so we can identify the imbalance that might be in the body, because part of being in the holistic way is to understand everything, not just seeing the symptom, just trying to understand where the imbalance is coming. So first we did that, and then I wanted to check if it was a skin issue, because sometimes it could be a skin issues. Like my pet had ectoparasites like a flea or tick or any fungal infection. So when we did exam for that, his skin was okay. So then was like, okay, it's from the inside. We have to heal him from the inside out. So first, we eliminate all the food that he was currently eating, everything, including supplements he was drinking. Then we want to identify the foods, the stressors in his body, because our goal was to reduce the inflammation from the body. And using foods that are not okay for the body could hinder the process. So We did a intolerance food test. We love it. It's a glacier pig test. It's amazing. That's a great guide that can help you start like, what can I feed my dog if he is really allergic to everything, intolerance to everything. And but the problem was that I don't live in the US, I live in El Salvador, so the results were going to take a really long time to get in for me. We listed all the foods he ate in the last 6 months, and we was like, okay, we don't want to feed this. We have these choices. Let's start with this. Just one protein, one veggie. See how he goes. We just want to find something that he could be on to it, because we already tried everything. We already tried rabbit, we tried turkey, we tried chicken, we tried beef. I was getting out of options of food that I could feed him in my country. We start with pork. That was really scary for me, because before I started this certification, I thought that pork was bad because of the bacteria that pork could have. But we started with pork and one veggie, then we add another veggie, then we start rotating veggies, and he started getting better. His skin started growing up, and it was just the food, with just the food. But then when he was okay just with a little or something, we wanted to introduce the right supplements too, such as omega-3s. These are really important, so you can reduce the inflammation in the body, you can support his gut barrier function, and also probiotics. We wanted to add back the good bacteria, so it can help to balance the microbiome. And also prebiotics that you can find like in veggies or fruits, that these are the ones that fit the probiotics. So prebiotics, we can do it with food, but probiotics, it's really important that we can use a really good supplement with that has a lot of diversity, because diversity is the key of a good gut health. So if you have a lot of different types of bacterials, probably your gut is going to be a lot better. And that's essentially what we do. We also look into what are possibly stressors in the environment. For example, hairsprays, or also flea and tick medication. This is not good for pets. That's something I really knew before I got into this, so that I got it under control. How much stress his body was, not just for what his gut was going on, but for what he was going on as a pet. Pets have stress too. They stress out if you don't take them to walk. They stress out if you don't challenge them mentally. They stress out if something in the house change, if you travel, if you move, or if something in the family is missing, or for they can stress like for little things that we think that doesn't matter. Yeah, it can impact them. So how much stress he was dealing with. So we try to work all the aspects in his life, so we can balance one by one, and all the pieces start getting all together again. And well, 7 months later, here we are. We're really happy, and also impacting other pets' life in my country.
That's amazing. And we really had to work hard to help you find the best product and I know that you could get in El Salvador, some of the things you can order from US, as you said, but it
Mm.
takes a long time to get through customs and to come down to you. So it was definitely took a lot of patience and figuring out how to finagle things. And that's one of the things we keep talking about, is trying to figure out how we could get more products in not only El Salvador, but the rest of Central America and Mexico. Because there are so many, as Janice mentioned, there's a lot of bad products out there. So we're trying to make sure that we can get you things down there that work consistently for your clients. Now, when you talked about the diet and the importance of the prebiotics and also the phytonutrients that are present in foods, that's one thing that is just so critical, because I think that if you're trying to fix this with supplements alone, it's not going to be very successful, and it's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah.
So if you were going to give somebody some ideas, some tips of what to do in terms of starting to support their dogs that might have allergies, what are your top takeaways of things they could do?
First, this is the really hard part. Identify what is that's causing your pet's allergy. If it's not skin, okay, it's probably in the food. Do elimination diet, elimination rotation diet. Try to identify what's stressing your pet's body, because if you keep feeding your pet what is stressing the skin, you can do a lot of supplements, but that's not going to help at all. Supplements are really important, but food is the key. Food is what change your pet's body, your pet's health in general. So also incorporate fresh foods. If you don't like fresh, you do like a kibble diet. Fresh foods are really important because they are the one that includes all the nutrients that the body could need in the best way. Foods are rich in nutrients that are essential to maintaining a healthy gut and vibrant skin. If you can incorporate those fresh foods, will be amazing. Also rotating proteins and fibers. Most of the time, sensibilities to food could appear because we just feed our dogs the same thing over and over again. So if you can do if you can rotate proteins and fibers, that will help to minimize the risk of developing allergies and keeps the diet varied and nutritionally balanced. Also, add probiotics. You can add probiotics that are in fermented foods like kefir, yogurt, or fermented vegetables. These are, like I said before, these are the good bacteria that we can add into our gut, and it's crucial for the nutrition and nutrition absorption. And well, also if you can add some good supplements like omega-3s from good sources, and that will be amazing. And hydration too. Ensure your pet is well hydrated. It's crucial for the gut to be hydrated, and it can help prevent constipation and ensure the skin remains healthy, and also supports the kidneys and the liver and everything else. And also if you can feed like in regular times, like my pets usually it's 9 a.m. 8 p.m. Feeding your pet constantly times can help regulate the digestive system, making the digestion more efficient and supporting overall the gut health.
That's super. And I think what might be good is, and this is where you all get to see how good or bad my Spanish is, but I think, Allison, your command of English is far better than my command of Spanish, pero si puede hablar español es un problema para muchas personas porque no hay muchas oportunidades para consultar con personas en español. Si puedes dar los tips otra vez en español, sería muy bueno.
Sí, claro que sí, con gusto. Y bueno, I'm sorry for my English. I try, but I don't practice a lot. Así que, bueno, tal vez para los
Very
que
good English.
Thank you. Para los que nos están oyendo de nuestro país, del Salvador, cosas importantes que puedes hacer si tu perrito está pasando por problemas de piel es, bueno, uno, identificar qué es lo que está estresando su piel, qué alimento es el que podría estar afectándolo. Esto a veces es un poco difícil, sino como una prueba que podamos hacer, pero se puede hacer a través de una dieta de eliminación, o sea, ir probando. Le doy un poquito de pollo, quiero ver cómo le cae. Se empieza a rascar, le sale por ahí algún rash, ok, esto no estuvo bien. Y literal así a prueba y error. Segundo, pues si tú podrás incorporar comida fresca en la dieta de tu mascota, podría ser increíble porque esto tiene muchos nutrientes que ellos necesitan y al mismo tiempo también ayuda a hidratar la dieta. La hidratación es súper importante para poder mantener a tu mascota saludable en general, y que pueda ayudar también a los riñones, al hígado y a la salud intestinal. Al mismo tiempo, poder rotar las proteínas o las fibras o el alimento que tú le das es importante porque muchas veces las sensibilidades alimenticias se dan porque nosotros no rotamos los alimentos. Tu mascota come lo mismo toda su vida. Si tú puedes rotarlas, es maravilloso porque estás ayudando a prevenir que le pueda dar alguna intolerancia a ese alimento. Pues también poder añadir probióticos en su alimentación. No solamente pueden ser probióticos así como de medicina, sino que pueden ser probióticos naturales que los encuentras en los alimentos fermentados, como el yogur, el kefir y los vegetales fermentados. También suplementos de muy buena calidad. A mí en lo personal, un suplemento favorito que se puede dar casi que en cualquier caso es el omega 3 de una muy buena fuente. El omega 3 en general ayuda a reducir la inflamación del cuerpo y ayuda también a la salud intestinal. Y pues por último, que puedas también darle comer como a tiempos en específicos. Esto ayuda a que su digestión ellos la puedan hacer mejor, que su sistema digestivo esté en un balance y que pueda ayudar sobre todo a la salud intestinal. So that was in
Excelente.
Spanish. I think it's a little bit more fluid. So,
Excelente. ¿En español o en inglés? Tu inglés es muy bien, mi español es muy malo. Pero
your Spanish is really good too, so don't worry.
yes, we will. Sería mejor en diciembre porque voy a regresar a México. Pero es muy importante porque hay muchas personas en todo el mundo que hablan español, pero no tienen mucha ayuda con problemas de sus mascotas. Y thank you, because I think it's very important for people to have options to be able to understand in their native languages. And this is part of what we hope to accomplish with the coaching program, is to start to train people in other parts of the world so that they can explain in native language, learn the material in English, and God bless you, because I've learned Spanish. I can read reasonably well. Serbian, I can speak just enough to get my needs met, but it's so important that this message of pet health is spread all over the world, because there are such simple things that everyone can do to help support their pet's health, regardless of where you are in the world. Just by using the foods that are native to where you are, you can make a huge difference in your pet's health. So that's part of why I wanted to point this out, because regardless of where you are in the world, we want to make sure that you have access to someone that can support you and help you with your pets. Because I think veterinary care all over the world is very conventional. I will say that many of the veterinarians outside of the US have more time to do a full physical examination, but many of the solutions will still be the same as far as the prescription diets and the medications. It's important for you as the pet parent to know what's going on from the veterinarian and get as much help as you can from them, but then to also be able to find someone to help support your pet grow holistically. Exactly, Jeanette, exactly. Your pets are your children. And I think that's so true for so many of us. We want to bring this message to the world because it is so critically important. Allison, thank you so much. Where are you? I put your link here, so if you would like to reach out to Allison and do a consultation, you can reach out here on our website. But where in El Salvador are you, so people can find you and come work with you?
We have 2 stores right now. We have one in Santa Elena and we have the other one in Santa Ana, but I can also do online consultations. You thought of that, so that's not a problem if you're not in El Salvador, but if you are in El Salvador, you can come and look for us. We're in those 2 spots. You can also follow us at Instagram. We do a lot of wellness tips too, not just in food, but in general in lifestyle for your pet. And well, it would be amazing for me to help you support in your pet's journey. I understand how much they meant for us. I'm so sorry. I understand.
Leo has lots to say about this. He is wholeheartedly agreeing with you.
He's usually the center of attention. He's the official model of the brand. He's used to he being the spot. He's been in the camera, so that's why that's what he likes. When he's not in the cameras, he's trying to get the attention. He thinks he knows he deserves. So he's usually like that in the store. He always come and greet the customers. He's, hey, welcome to my store. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Please pet me.
I am the crown prince. You must bow down to me.
Yes.
Cool. Well, Allison, any last tips you want to share? Right on, Frida. For everybody out there, especially for bulldogs, they are notoriously difficult in terms of skin disease, gut disease, joint disease.
Look for help. Look for help for someone that you trust on and help you in the process, because bulldogs are breeds that come back from the box. So research first what type of pet do you want. If you want to adopt, is different, but if you're going to purchase a pet, know the necessities they have, because if your pet is not up to your lifestyle, you probably will get a pet that it's an unhappy pet, and you're going to be an unhappy owner. And that's what, when things like my pet ate my sofa, my pet ate my shoes happen. And also, that's in general, I'm so sorry. And also about nutrition, I know we all feed what we can best feed to our pets, and that's what we do. But you can start doing something like adding a little bit of veggies and a little bit of hydration, or maybe some egg or a little bit of steamed protein, and removing a little bit of the dry food from the bowl. That could change your pet's life completely. And also from their gut to be healthy, add fermented foods. That is amazing. And walk your dog, play with your dog, and please enrich your dog mentally, because that's really important, even in overall health. And with those tips, I am sure you're going to have a really happy pet.
Amazing. Allison, thank you. Muchísimas gracias para visitar con nosotros. Has a lot to say. And again, for those of you that are looking for some help, Allison is available online, so you can click the link I've been dropping in Facebook and YouTube. Go check out her profile on our website. There is the handsome boy. Now he will be happy. Yeah, treats. Yeah.
He's happy now.
Yeah, he's okay. Now I'm on camera. Better. So
Yes.
she's ready to help you. She really, her homework, all of the case study she presented, her final examination, all of the work was excellent. And she had been helping her clients in the pet shop along the way during her studies, and was able to, every week you would come with questions and tell us a little bit more about how things were going for your own dogs and for your clients' pets. But you were starting to make big changes very early on in the program. So well done. Thanks you all. Exactly. Jeanette, bendiciones para todos. Y I will see you all next week. Until then, have a great week. Hug everybody for us and take good care.
Thank you for having me.